What's up, y'all? Malcolm Breed here from How to Barbecue Right. When you're in the Chattanooga area and you're looking for barbecue supplies, you got to check out my buddy Steve's Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply. And Steve and his staff have all your outdoor grilling, smoking, live fire cooking supplies. You can find my Killer Hog stuff there, plus a ton of other cool stuff. So y'all stop in and see Steve. Tell him Malcolm sent you.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
All right, welcome Tuesday night. And that can only mean one thing: the Owl's Nest Barbecue Catch-Up Show. I'm Steve. That's Pete. What's up, bud?
What's going on, Steve?
Man, we are just gonna have a fun show tonight. My Nathan's hot dog contest hangover is almost over. We're gonna talk a little bit about that.
We had a pretty good day today down there at the store,
Yeah,
right?
you were fantastic working there in the knothole at the Owl's Nest, whipping out them hot dogs and brisket sandwiches and pork sandwiches and the little owlettes.
Hey,
You did great. You
they
did
were
great.
people there for a while. It was getting pretty busy there. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, there's some good food that's coming out of that place, Steve. It really is.
Isn't
I
it
mean,
fun?
it is.
It's fun.
I enjoy seeing the people that keep coming back saying, man, have you got brisket today? Or have you got this? I want to try it. I got one the other day. I need another one.
Well, Eric and his buddy from Sherwin-Williams drove up
Yeah.
today, and this is the first time they've been up this summer. So we look forward to seeing them. Hey, we're brought to you by all the good folks at GMG, Green Mountain Grills, the best pellet grill on the market. We're brought to you by Blackstone Griddles. Pete, we need somebody needs to come in and buy a Blackstone. We haven't sold one yet.
We need to do a little cooking on one of them out front there one day.
Yeah.
And then have a bunch of folks in.
We need to do that. Let's see. I'm reading the wrong. No wonder I'm confused. I'm reading the wrong paper. We're brought to you by Pit Barrel Cookers, America's favorite drum cooker. And I guess you saw Jay and Jonathan Nash leave with theirs yesterday.
Along with that big smoker out front that they were pulling behind them.
Folks, we've got this huge weird smoker out front. I bought it just to make smoke out front. It had two goalposts on it. It had like a fake scoreboard or a fake stadium motif. And Pete and I was loaded up with wood.
The thing weighed.
Oh my God.
2 tons. I've never seen it. But if you remember,
I guarantee you it weighed 1,500 pounds.
The day you got that thing, I told you somebody's going to want to buy that thing. And sure enough, guess what?
Jonathan came by yesterday and or the day before, and I got to have that. I got to have that thing. And he bought a pit barrel cooker too. So good for you, Jonathan. We appreciate you taking that off our hands, and I hope you enjoy it. I know we did, and you will too. We're also brought to you by Blackstone Griddles. We mentioned them, the best kettle, and we're also brought to you by the best kettle grill on the market, the Napoleon Kettle Grill. And we'll play an ad here in just a little bit from the Napoleon that Pete and I did on the Napoleon grills. Pete, I can't say enough about that Napoleon kettle.
Man, I'll tell you, from the day that we saw them in Nashville and got those, I thought those things would be great to have.
Mm-hmm.
You had them for a little while, sold them, had a bunch of different stuff in, and then they came back again. And I think they're one of the best kettle grills on the market. They're built unbelievable.
The grill grade is super heavy duty.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it took me that long to cook on a kettle. mean,
By the way, the handle, I love how the
Yeah.
lid lifts to the side, not to the back, so you get burnt when you're lifting it.
y'all stay tuned. We'll show you a video that Pete and I did, a real short video, and you'll see. If you've been thinking about, I say I need a kettle, I need a charcoal grill, just a good, inexpensive charcoal grill. By golly, we got one now, the Napoleon kettle, available at Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply in Ottawa. Well, let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about tonight, a lot of people, Pete, a lot of our friends, us included, we like to sell stuff during the holiday season. Pork, brisket, ribs, chicken wings. We've done chicken wings before. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. If you've been thinking about selling barbecue, for a holiday, we're going to talk a little bit about that, how to get set up, tell you what you need to legally do it. And it's not a big deal. And we're going to get into a little bit about that. Before that, though, you know what we're going to recap, don't you? Take a big guess.
Nathan's hot.
Take
dog.
a big guess. We David Roberts and I from Gold Fire Smokers, we cooked some butts and briskets and sold them for the 4th of July on Friday. 4th of July on a Friday ought to be against the law. Number one, it screws up the work week if you've got a wholesale
don't seem
store.
right.
Well, for the working man person, it's really good because you get a 3-day weekend, and most people take off at Thursday, so they're off for 4 days. But for retail guys like myself, you're busy Thursday, then you got Friday where you're usually busy. You've got this holiday, and then you got Saturday, and which is kind of a hangover day. And of course, you got Sunday, which is usually a day off. But Pete, we did really good Thursday, Friday. Friday, Dave and I sold out of everything. And Saturday, I couldn't believe how busy the store was. People coming in, replenishing their stock. So we did okay. But I got home in time to watch the, I see it every year, and I was really worried this year that I wasn't going to get to see it live. I got to see it live. I don't want to see a tape delay. But it came on at noon on ESPN2, and that was the Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest, and it was won by this guy right there, Joey Chestnut.
Again.
Again. 70 and a half Nathan's hot dogs and buns. 70 and a half. He was going for 80. The record 76, set by Joey Chestnut, as George Shea says. But he didn't quite make it. Second place was our buddy, Pat Bertoletti.
Yeah, another good.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Pat came in second. Now, I'm going to tell you, it was a distant second, 46 and a half. 70 and a half won it. 46 and a half was second place. But still a good showing by Pat. And then Pete, you've spoken with him. He's a fine young man.
Yeah.
We're going to try to get him back on maybe next week.
He did 58 the year before, didn't he?
51, I think. 51 or 52. I was watching the post-game interviews. Mickey Sudo, I don't have Mickey's picture up here, and I should. I hate that, Mickey. I'm so sorry. She won the women's division. I think she had, I can tell you exactly what she had. She had 33, and that was kind of low for her. She said that the texture of the hot dogs she didn't feel was just right. And, Joey was going for the record. He was trying to hit 80, and he did over 80 on Labor Day against Kobayashi in Las Vegas. And he only hit 70 and a half. So, I'd like to talk to one of those guys and find out what the deal was. Something was definitely up there at the Nathan's on Stillwell Avenue up there. So maybe we can find out. The fallout is still coming from the contest. Joey Chestnut, 70 and a half. Patrick Bertoletti, 46 and a half. James Webb was third. He's from Sydney, Australia. He had 45 and a half. Jeffrey, I get this, Pete. You're going to love this. Jeffrey Esper from Oxford, Massachusetts, was fourth, was 43 and 7/8. Now, how would you like to be the guy that had to measure that?
Well, that's the waist that they weigh the waist afterwards. I'm telling you, in the ground.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
They do.
In fifth place from Tampa, Florida, Mickey Sudo's husband, Nick Weary, came in fifth with 41 3/4 of a hot dog. So I thought that was kind of funny. But of course, Joey Chestnut blows the field away once again. The women, first place, Mickey Sudo of Tampa Bay, Florida. Nick's wife, 33 Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs in 10 minutes. Second place was Michelle Lesko from Tucson, Arizona. Congratulations, Michelle. She had 22 3/4. Danielle DeSapia from Seattle, Washington was third with 21.5 dogs. Tandra Childress was fourth. She's from San Francisco. She had 16. And fifth place was Katie Perdiman of Marysville, Washington, 13 and an eighth. So a big, both of the contests had big gaps between 1 and 2 Pete. So it just goes to show you that I think Major League Eating, the governing body of these crazy things, I think I got a problem. And you know what that is? There's no heir apparent to Joey Chestnut or to Mickey Sudo.
Well, there will be one day.
Well, I don't know. You know,
Records are made to be broken.
Joey Chestnut was a challenger of Kobayashi when Kobayashi was flying high, and then all of a sudden here comes from Indiana, Joey Chestnut.
There'll be some new, young, up and coming folks.
Yeah. I don't know. That's long. That's Pat was second.
He's been second.
He's been second a lot.
A lot.
He won it last year because Joey wasn't there. But he's good. He neat. Coming up, if you're interested in Major League Eating like I am, which you probably aren't, but you're gonna have to listen. And I want you to listen. Do not turn this off. Okay, do not turn this off. I want you to listen. The next big contest on July the 26th is the Great Midwest Rib Fest World Rib Eating Championship. That's going to be in Prior Lake, Minnesota. $4,000 prize package at the Colorado State Fair. This is, Pete, now this is, and we're going to tie it all together right now. On August the 30th in Pueblo, Colorado. Now, you know what Pueblo, Colorado is famous for, don't you? Don't you? That's where all the government mailings come from. When the government used to send out mailings, public service announcements. It was always from Pueblo, California. Of course, they don't do it anymore because everybody uses email. But they do have the 2025 World Slopper Eating Championship. And now you know where I got the sloppers when we were talking about sloppers before the show. That is a slopper right there. A slopper is an open-faced burger on a bun piled with green chili or sometimes red chili or about anything that you might want is a slopper. This one, Pete, looks like it's got what? Cheese,
lettuce and some olives and
tomatoes. Yeah.
And I don't know what's over on the right side right there. If that's just an onion, it looks like it was on the grill.
Yeah, it looks like it's grilled, and maybe I
Yeah.
thought it may be the top of it. But on some of the pictures, they put all this stuff on a full burger with a top on it. But the correct slopper is a open-faced burger with all this stuff piled on it. And they're going to have a contest on the August the 30th in Pueblo, California. I'm sorry, Pueblo, Colorado. And it's a $4,000 prize package. So I thought I'm definitely going to search YouTube for that one. How would you eat one of those things? Pete, how would you attack that?
Well, if you watch some of these other eating contests, they just go at it with their hands. They just grab and go. I mean,
Could you imagine how messy that must be?
well, that's kind of a salsa, chilies and salsa. So can you imagine the heartburn after eating all that stuff?
I don't know.
Man,
That's
but yeah,
something.
it's sloppy. But I'll tell you, it looks pretty tasty to me.
We need to make a slopper. We'll do a video of a slopper.
We need to do our own version of it
Yeah.
with some smoked Gouda.
Also on the same day, August 30th, the Buffalo Buffet Bowl, Buffalo Cuisine, that's in Buffalo, New York. And then the next day, August 31st, August 31st, and this one's on my bucket list too. The Buffalo Wing the Buffalo Chicken Wing Eating Championship of the World is in Buffalo, New York.
I've seen that. I've seen that one time before.
Yeah, it's huge. It's
Yeah.
huge, and that would be a great one to go to, 5,000. But the granddaddy of them all, other than Nathan's, is you'll never guess this, and you were just there in Canada. Now, what's Canada famous for, other than Pamela Anderson?
You know, for me, it's fish.
I know. Fish and killing. Poutine.
Yeah, poutine.
Yeah. Have you ever had poutine?
Of course.
Have you-
Every time I go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had
that-
some a couple of days while I was there.
On September the 6th, the same day as our chicken wing contest at Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply. The 2025 Smokes Poutineery World Poutine Eating Championship. Now get this. The prize package is $9,500.
Wow.
And guess who the reigning world champion is? Take a guess.
Pat.
No. Take another guess. Who's left? Joey Chestnut. Joey Chestnut
Wow.
is your reigning champion. And then on September 13th, the Riverfest featuring the Trenton Thunder world famous Case's pork roll eating contest. I don't know what a pork roll is. That's in Trenton, New Jersey. And they wind up the season on September the 27th at the Padrino Foods World Tamale Eating Championships. So there's your whole schedule for the upcoming year. And you'll only find that here on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Show. A poutine. We need to make some poutine.
Listen, the best I ever put in my mouth was a little roadside diner in Ontario that we were driving by that my brother knew about. Had stopped there many times, and it was fantastic. And look, it was like looking at Aaron's brisket place where he serves all his briskets, and you know how people are lined up all the way.
Yeah.
This place actually is on the side of an interstate, right? And it had a walkover, so you parked on that side if you're going this way, the other way, and the parking lot would hold, it's probably 400 or 500 cars, and people walk over the interstate and they're lined all the way up to get in this place for poutine.
Poutine is French fries, cheese curds, and gravy,
Right.
basically.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than that. It's almost as simple as Loco Mocos on the griddles. And
And let me tell you, the gravy, that's what makes it.
Yeah.
It's got a good gravy on there, but you can add all kinds of stuff to it, Steve. All kinds of stuff.
I bet. Perry Collins checking in. Hey guys, howdy man. Put you up there, Perry. Good. Hey Perry, what's up? Good looking rib this week. Brent Hilliard checking in. Evening. I missed the hot dog title by about 68 and a half hot dogs. Come on, Brent. You can do. I know you can do more than 1.5 hot dogs. Never heard of slopper. Now you have, and we're gonna have to make some of those. Michael Williams has got to have that Gouda. You're right, Gouda cheese on a slopper. Only way to do it. David Roberts checking in. Evening, gentlemen. And Michael Williams, poutine. And Jeffrey Maxwell checking in. Hey guys. Hey Jeff. Good to see you today. Jeff stopped by the store as usual. As his wife calls the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Store the adult daycare of Ooltewah. And she's not far off. Pete, you played golf Friday, and Pete, Jerry, David, and I stayed behind, and sold brisket and pulled pork. And man, we sold out. It was great. And you and I and Jeff, how many times have we sold stuff for the holidays? Countless times.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to do was just go over a little bit. Steve Davidson does this a lot. Michael Williams does it a lot. Steve, we were just talking about you. Let's see, Brent's got one more message. Put a slopper in a mason jar for lunch. I can do that. I've got mason jars. I got the big ones too, Brent. The outlets. The rule of thumb when you're cooking and you want to sell it to outside sources, outside people, you want to source it to outside people. Normally, the law is if you do it only for a 24-hour period once a month, you don't need a business license and you don't need a health department over your shoulder look. So that most people can fit into that. You know what I'm saying, Pete?
Yeah.
Most of the people. And the reason I know that was we did a contest down in at the pavilion one year, and only Chattanooga when we did this barbecue contest down there. Chattanooga was the only place in the world that was wanting people to have a health certificate.
That was the one we went to, right?
No, this was years ago. This was an actually an MBN contest.
Oh, okay.
And it was years and years and years ago. It was down at Pavilion, and it was very strange. And they were really getting on to the teams about having, or having or not having a license. And I think somebody brought up the fact that by law, if you were only there 24 hours, you could do this, something like that. But anyway, we got it worked out. So with that being said, Pete, what do you think the number one thing is? Now, I know I'm springing this on you, but if you want to have a cook and be successful at it, I'll say this. The number one thing is getting the word out.
Exactly. That's where I was coming before
Yeah.
you answered the question.
And the way we do it normally is Facebook. I'll put it on my Facebook page, the Owl's Nest Barbecue Facebook page, the Owl's Nest Barbecue Smoky Owl Dogs page, and you've got to get the word out. And is there anywhere else that you were the one who always got us to customers?
Well, I mean, it's just word of mouth. I mean, get it out to the people that, and they get it to their friends. I mean, there's nothing better than word of mouth. You put it out here, but now, even when you put it on here, Steve, look at all your friends that share it, and they share it with their friends. And same with word of mouth. And, how many people do we get that are like last minute Friday of, you're thinking, wow, I thought we'd be that many more, a whole lot more. And then all of a sudden they're rolling in. So I think word of mouth, Steve, you start it like you're doing it on Facebook and across to different people, but there's nothing better. And then the best thing is once people eat your food and find out how good it is, they want more. They want to come back. So they think about you during the holidays and different special events.
I think of all the people that sell, I think Steve Davidson does the best job of getting out because he's got a close relationship with his church, and he's always gotten orders from his church, the church people, which is an excellent idea if you want to sell some food. We put it on, like I say, we put it on all our Facebook, and we share it to the different groups that we belong to. When you share it to groups, you're getting a lot of people at one time. So that's just one idea. You can go the flyer route and put up flyers on bulletin boards at the office. That's getting the word out, obviously, is the number one thing. I think the number two thing is having a cutoff period and sticking to it.
Yeah, well, you have to.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, even when you do that, you might have onesies or twosies that don't come pick up their stuff that ordered it, but then you've got some backup people that said, hey, if you end up on the next one, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So usually that works out.
You got to be flexible, and you can't get, if somebody doesn't come pick something up, you can't get angry. You can't get mad. You can't, you can't say, oh, he didn't come get it. You just got to be flexible. And if they don't come by the time, you sell it to somebody else, because there's always somebody waiting in the wings, Pete, that didn't order. It's just like the people that call, like this last time we had one, we set the cutoff for Wednesday, July the 2nd for July 4th. So we had to cook everything Thursday. I had several people call up till, gosh, they were calling Friday morning, wanting something. I said, we don't have it. But I started that alternative list, writing those numbers down, writing those people's names down just in case we didn't, like we had one brisket left over that our buddy Bill Thomas came and bought. So you'll sell the food. You just got to let the people know that you have the food, which is a whole other marketing scheme on the back end of it, if you have something left over. Now, a lot of people say, well, get them to prepay. That's hard. Prepaying, you can do Venmo if you want to, PayPal. If you have that, you can do that. But what I have found is people are more hesitant to order if they have to prepay.
Although a lot of people that do business with you offered, hey, you want me to pay right now? And you tell them no, pay the day of.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's a bookkeeping function.
Yeah.
And because when you got a partner, like I had David, it just makes it easier to split the money. Because that's what it's all about. It's about the money. And you want to split the money and it be fair to both sides. So it's easier just to do it in one day. And that brings up another good point. Have somebody the day of the sale in charge of the money. Pete, there's nothing worse than trying to handle food, handle brisket, handle pork. You get greasy. It's a greasy business that we're in. And then try to handle money, because you got to take your gloves off, then you got to put your gloves back on. It's a disaster. Have somebody there, whether they have a Square, whether they have Venmo, whatever you're going to use for payment, have somebody there to take the money. So you've got marketing, 1, getting the word out, 2, a backup plan for extra food, and then somebody there to take the money. Now, those are the three biggest things on that day. Can you think of anything you can add? Or if anybody, listening and watching, Steve Davidson, anybody watching, you want to add something in the comments, we'll be glad to bring it up, and we'll address that too. But I just think those are the 3 biggies before you even start cooking.
Yeah.
Then when you start cooking, you want to make sure that you've got plenty of these half pans with lids. Go ahead and spring for the lids. Don't use foil, because it keeps the product a whole lot better. Don't you think, Pete?
A lot more. It keeps the moisture in, and so you don't want it dry. Nobody wants dry barbecue. So yeah, it definitely makes a significant difference to have that lid on it.
When you're doing your briskets, slice all your briskets up, and then you beforehand, and when you sell it by the pound, then you can it's easy to have it weighed out, and make sure you're going to have a scale too. Don't forget your scale. Now, when you do a whole brisket, we don't slice a whole brisket unless they want it. Most people want the whole brisket. They don't want it sliced. But what you can do is include heating directions for the people that want a whole brisket. Tell them set the temperature at 300 degrees, put the brisket in a pan, put it in the oven so it doesn't drip, and make sure it's at least 145 to 165 degrees, or tell them that it has to be very, very easy to put the thermometer in. Then it's ready.
I like to add a little liquid to mine if there's none in there.
You can, but you know what? A brisket's like chili. if you cook it and let it get cold and then you heat it up again, it's just as good as
Yeah, I agree.
it's just as good. Steve Davidson says, watch your temperatures. That's right. That's a very good suggestion, Steve. As far as watching your temperatures, you need to keep that. You need to keep that meat in the 140 to 150 range when you're holding it. That will kill all the bacteria and keep it killed. When you get down there into 120, 110, that's the danger zone. And you don't want to get that danger zone. So if you've got a cooler, that's a good place to put your meat while you're waiting for it to be picked up in a cooler. It'll stay hot. I mean, you won't believe how hot your food will stay. You know, Pete, just a regular old, what the ones we have, Arctic coolers, those Walmart, I call them the Walmart Yetis. They hold temperatures great. Agreed?
Oh yeah.
No.
I put a 23 pounder that I cooked in there, and that thing turned out fantastic. I don't think it matters. Again, as Steve said, temperatures are really the most important thing, even when cooking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Time and temperature to me is the best friend that you have.
Exactly right. So there you go. If you're going to sell to people, you can do it. It's fun. It's fun, and you can do it. There's different degrees you can do it. You can do it like for your neighborhood. That's where I started out. When I first started doing barbecue, I just cooked in the neighborhood, and I just set up my grill and and I did it real. I'm talking, Pete, I'm talking 3 doors down, 2 doors down, over in the alley where you live. Get maybe 7 or 8 people said, "Yeah, Steve, will you make us a chicken? Yeah, I'll do you chicken. Will you do us a pork butt? Yeah, I'll do you a pork butt." And they gave me a lot of practice, and it gave me a practice in packaging and preparation to serve it. And when you do your pork butts, pull the pork butt. The easiest way to do pork butts and serve them is to pull them and put them in a half pan and put them a lid over it. And what I do, I slide mine into a 2.5 gallon plastic Glad bag. And Pete, I put them in the refrigerator then, or the freezer. If it's going to be, if it's going to be more than a day and 2 days, I put them in the freezer. If it's going to be, they're going to pick them up within 2 days, the refrigerator will work just fine. I've got one. I did 3 butts today. I've got one sold to a lady for tomorrow, and I pulled it, put it in the bag, and put it in the refrigerator to keep it cool and to keep it safe. Cool down quick. And you'll get past that danger zone too. But as long as you keep it around 145 or get it into the refrigerator quickly, you'll be okay. Jeff says, and Jeff does a lot of this too. Don't worry about being done early. Cooking the product will hold for a long time with a cooler. You're right. Those pork butts, Pete, that I did for this weekend for the 4th of July. I cooked them all day, and you checked on them for me. And then we wrapped and pulled those at 8:30 or 9 o'clock Thursday night, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we packaged them all up, and then we put them back in the smoker at 145 degrees. I'd knocked the smoker down to 145 degrees, and we let that stay in the smoker all night long. And then on the way in after that morning, put them in a cooler, and then sold them out of the cooler. So they were done. Gosh, Pete, they were done
12 hours. Well, it's 11 hours before the first one came in.
No, it's 12, 14 hours before the first pickup. And they were wonderful. And they were safe. So you can really, Jeff, that's such a great point. You can really prepare and then hold this stuff a long time, as long as you've got something to keep it warm in. And as if you've got that, you've got it whipped. But if you want to do something for like in the next big one coming up, of course, is Labor Day. Or I say Labor Day, but that also coincides, Pete, with what? College football kickoff. And
that's wings for us.
And exactly right. We've done a couple of wing sales, And guys, I'm going to tell you, if you want to, guys and girls, I'm sorry, if you want to make some money, wings. They're easy. You can turn them fast. You can go to Southeastern Meats here in Chattanooga on Airways Boulevard. You can buy a whole case of wings, and they're already cut. They're cut into flats and drummies.
Best ones I ever got.
They're
40
90.
pound.
What we said that what 90 wings to a case? Was that it, Pete?
Anywhere from 90. I've got 110 at one
Yeah,
time.
and come in a big case, and man, you just dump them on the grill, and you can grill them off. You can fry them if you want to, but grilling them off, it seems to be the best way to do it. And
Actually, what we did last time, I think, was the best. We smoked them in the smoker in the big Southern smoker,
Mhm.
and then pulled them off and finished them on the hog cooker.
on the hog cooker,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
those turned out unbelievable.
people love wings, and they will pay for a good wing. You got to get that char on them. I think that's the best way to do it. You can if you've got a fryer big enough, like a commercial fryer, you can rent those. You can use those outdoors too, where it's safe, and you can you can smoke them and then flash fry them, and that kind of wing is delicious. And you can. The thing is, you can charge a little bit more when you smoke one and then flash fry it, or put it on the grill to get the char, because you get that. When you smoke it, you get the whole wing gets a smoky flavor, and then when you grill it off, of course, you get the char and the grill flavor. It just makes it a perfect wing, I think.
I like it to be a little crunchy on the outside, and
Yeah,
tender and juicy on the
Exactly. So if you've ever thought about doing some cooking for a holiday, and you make sure you get at least one helper, and you got to split the cost and split the expenses, but you also get to split the profits, and get one of the wives, one of the girlfriends, or one of your kids to take the money. Somebody you don't have to pay, somebody who say, look, you're just happy to be here, and you can do this. You can do this. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it every time we do it, Pete.
Always. And I think more than just doing it is the people, just having the conversation, the talking, seeing the people come out and enjoy it, and then the comments afterwards that you get thanking you and telling you how good your product is. That's the win right there to me.
Oh, absolutely. When they go on Facebook and say thank you, it was great. That makes you feel almost better than the money. But the money's fun. But you can do this. You can do it. People want to buy locally sourced food for their holidays. They would rather buy it from people like us than a big box place. Because it's more festive. It's more festive. And keep your list. When you do make your customer list, keep it. That way, when you go to do it again, you can email or at least send them a Facebook message. Facebook is to me, it's the best place to advertise this kind of thing.
Free.
Yeah, it's free. But I mean, I think you get the most, you get the best coverage. I think people pay attention to it too, especially if you've done it before.
So, Steve, I thought you may have already be looking at it, but I was waiting on you to show this unique method of when you were talking about the butts, cooking the butts and stuff, this unique method of tearing a butt apart that we did. You and I did.
Yeah, I couldn't download that video. That's the only problem. But it's on our YouTube channel.
Well, yeah, and they definitely need to go look at that. So, but real quick, it's using the bone out of the inside of it, right? Pulling it out and letting it cool. I tell you, I thought that was fantastic. I didn't realize you said that you weren't able to download it.
Let's see, I can't do that.
But that is so unique.
I'm trying to share screen. Let's see if we can find something here, Pete, real quick. Chrome window, entire screen side bill. See, I don't know how to do that. Oh well. I was going to try to share.
Once you have the pictures, when you can share it.
Yeah. Let's see. Hang on. Maybe I can pull it up this way. We'll just have to see. But this makes everything a whole lot easier. Oh, let's see here. I don't know what you're looking at. I think you still see us, but maybe not. Here's what I want right here, Pete.
Yeah.
See if I can grab it. Well, shoot.
Yeah. Well, what's that up there?
What's that?
Allison's Barbecue YouTube. That's it.
Where at?
You can't see it right there on the screen. It was there, and you.
Was it there?
Yeah.
I can't. Right there?
No, you had it on the share screen.
I did?
Yeah.
How did I do that? Let's see. Hang on just a second. Meathead showed me how to do this. I can't believe I didn't. Let's see. Let's do this.
It's not there now.
Yeah.
It was under there.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Okay. I think I know how to do this now. Just bear with me, everybody. Just bear with me. I promise you it'll be worth it. I promise it'll be worth it. Let's see. Here it is right there. Is it on there now?
Yeah.
It is on there?
Yeah. I don't know if they can see it, but you can. You can hit share on the bottom. You see it on there?
I've got something on my. Is it on there now?
You keep clicking.
Well, it's
Click it back.
okay.
Right there. There.
There we go.
All the juices stay in there. It breaks apart. You don't have to get your hands, burned because it's so hot, but it comes right apart. Now you got to cook it pretty good. You got to take it up to around 210, 212, 215 degrees to get it to do this. But that's where you want it anyway for good pork that you're going to serve to your friends or customers at your restaurant. So I had no idea. I don't know how I missed it, and I feel terrible for missing it, but I couldn't wait to share it with you. The pork butt and the tool. Every pork butt is it's like a kit. It's like a pork butt pulling kit.
I think they get the message here, don't
Yeah,
you, Pete?
yeah.
That's the easiest way to do it.
See there? It wasn't hard at all to share.
No, I appreciate that very much. So I learned something today. So there you go. If you got any questions or if you ever want to, let's see, here's John. What's up, boys? Hey, Johnny Mags. Good show last night. I watched that thing last night for you. I appreciate you. You can always, call us. We're at the store. Just look it up on YouTube or on Google. Just Google Allison's Barbecue and the number comes right up there. Be glad to help you. Any questions you might have. Any questions you might have. All right. Got a big food. A big food section first, people. I want to play this. Here, let's play this Napoleon kettle ad real quick. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You're watching the Allison's Barbecue Catch-Up. So I'm Steve and that's Pete. We'll be right back.
You know, Pete, there's just something about charcoal. You know it?
Hey, nothing like the smell, the taste, the flavor, everything about charcoal is amazing. I actually think that's where we're back to, Steve. People are starting to enjoy charcoal again like they used to, and it's a craze.
It's such a good smell. The flavor can't be beat.
By the way, you know what I love about this? Is the handle. You know this one pulls to the side. And I love that about that.
Yeah, it gets out of the way, and you don't have to reach over the flame.
Right.
The Napoleon kettle, you need to get one.
We were just talking about that at the beginning of the show. The greatest, easiest, simple, Pete,
Oh, it's
charcoal, heat, meat over charcoal. It's perfect.
Let me tell you the difference in that and in the other kettles too. The one big thing that I like is it's got the little pan, the pot on the bottom of it that you put on it,
Mm-hmm.
that the coals just rake down into.
Yeah.
You just take it off and you dump it. You don't have to, like in an old one, you got to scoop it out. You got to do the things because you don't have a way to get it out of there. That thing, I love how that's got that little pot on the bottom to get it, clean it right out.
It's great. Bob Harvey checking in. Hey, Bob. Bob and his wife were on the show last Tuesday. What a great couple.
Yeah.
What just a fantastic couple. What a great show we had last week. You can pick that up on YouTube. All right, here we go. We'll start with the food. Here's Jason Penley checking in. Jason had a huge cook over the holidays. We were kind of showcasing his cook. Macaroni and cheese right there from Jason. Jason also did a bunch of corn on the cob, and look what he turned it into, Pete. Looks like
Oh, okay.
sort of an elote, my favorite word to say. I don't know if that's what it is. I guess it could be a corn salad. Do they make corn salad?
Yeah.
Okay. There's his finished plate. He's got some ribs, some sausage, and it looks like some of that corn, and it looks like some of that macaroni and cheese.
Loves how he put that bone on the outside to show you when he bit it off. How clean.
Yeah. He's
good,
got a.
good showing
Yeah.
right there.
There's his seasoned up pork belly buttons. I'm getting ready to go on the smoker. Let's see. There's his pork belly buttons. After they were in the smoker, Pete, those are, you see that right there? That's pork belly right there. And what Jason did, he chopped them up into sections like that. And
It's a good looking pork belly too, by the way.
yeah, that is a good looking pork belly. It can stand a little bit more fat, but it was that stuff. If you've never done a pork belly, go to Costco. I think stocks pork bellies, don't they?
Big one, tons of it.
Yeah. If you don't not have a Costco membership, go to Food City or Publix and order one at the meat department, and it only takes a couple of days to get it in. Do a pork belly, and you'll thank us for it.
We made some great bacon. I mean,
Yeah, I've done
cured and done.
I've done everything there is to do with pork belly.
Yeah.
It's just such a great meat. There they are done, and they are just little morsels of goodness.
Mouth watering.
Mhm.
Mouth watering.
That's what they look like after you cut it all up. There's some sausage that Jason did. Got it all cut up. Looks like look like little burnt end sausages. There's his ribs that he did. He did 9 racks of ribs. There they were before they went on the smoker. Got his Butcher Barbecue products back in the background there, of course. There they are again. Good job, Jason. Just a real good job of cooking for the 4th. You know, Pete, I didn't get my invitation. I don't know. Did you?
No.
I don't know if we'd have been able to make it, but
I was on the golf course.
still an invitation is nice. But we'll have to talk to him about that. Jeff Dalton over, and I think was Jeff from North or South Carolina? I don't remember.
I think he was in. I don't know. Now that you say that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's in South Carolina.
But Johnny Mag's got one too.
Yeah, Johnny Mag's got one of these things. Everybody got one of these things except you and I. The patriotic Weber cheap kettle. I think they were $88 at our Walmart, and these things were just all over Facebook. And Jeff was nice enough to post one. Perry Collins, there's his rib. There's a baby back rib on the that's on the Green Mountain Grill. Perry's cooking his in a pan with a riser on it, and I bet he's got a little bit of water underneath there. And that is a fantastic way to cook that. Right there, keeps it moist, keeps it the heat even. And I know that was a good eating rib, and there it is, done. Look at the pullback on that thing.
Yep.
Look at the color, Perry. That's beautiful. Looks like a new penny. That's a good job right there.
Nice glaze on it.
Yeah, it's very nice. Here's Jeff Dalton. He's actually cooking on that grill.
Off the heat.
He's got a couple baby backs. He's got them offset. That's one way to do it. And I like that. Steve Davidson checking in. Look at that rib. That's spare rib.
Pull back on that.
Look
too.
at the pullback's beautiful on that, Steve. Good job. Color is fantastic. There's it looks like you just put it on the smoker. That's a St. Louis cut rib, and there's a meatloaf. One of my all-time favorite things on the grill. It looks fantastic. There's the ribs. We cut them up. They look great. Look super. And look at that meatloaf, Pete. If that doesn't scream eat me, I don't know what does.
I love meatloaf.
I love meatloaf. Look at that moist meatloaf. And you know what I would do? I would put that meatloaf sliced in a container, and I'd put it in the refrigerator. And the next day, I'd get me 2 pieces of bread
Meatloaf sandwich.
and put mayonnaise on it with I'd go out to my tomato patch. I'd grab me a homegrown tomato and cut that thing up, put it on that sandwich, and put a big slab of that meatloaf on it and a ton of salt. I mean, just salt that thing. So like it looks like an underground salt mine, and I'd eat it. I would just eat that thing. God, that's good food. Folks, that is good food. Guys, that's a wrap. We appreciate you watching. Appreciate you joining us, Steve Davidson. Thanks. And Jeff, thanks for all the additions to our discussion. We always appreciate that. Let's check in with Brent Smokeley. Brent says, smoked meatloaf is the real deal. Brent, you have never been, ouch, get that cramp. You have never been so right in your life, Brent. We're going to get out of here. Come see us at the store. Pete will be there tomorrow again, handling all the chef duties at the Knot Hole there at the Owl's Nest Barbecue. I'll be running the car side of things, but Pete will be there. I'll be there. Come see us tomorrow. We'll have a good time. I guarantee you a good time will be had by all at the Owl's Nest Barbecue supply store in Steve Ray's Midnight Oil in Ottawa tomorrow. Come see us. Hey, have you got a hot rod? How about a luxury car? How about one of these? How about a weed eater? How about a leaf blower? How about a Ford tractor? You need this non-ethanol fuel available at Steve Ray's Midnight Oil in Ottawa, where everybody gets their non-ethanol fuel right there at Steve Ray's Midnight Oil. Great prices on tires, too. Come to Steve Ray's Midnight Oil in Ottawa.